chance to catch up with Prague. He's playing Jorden on Foreest, who just lost. We saw that game against Wesley.
I'm with that.
It was a collapse.
I'm with that, certainly. We're going to be watching Prague a lot.
Yes.
So we just keep watching Prague. We'll be doing that all day. So I don't mind watching some other the contenders
I think
who are trying
game can be very
trying
exciting.
to catch him.
And Fabi walking around. I think players, what do you think they're doing during the breaks? Talking to their seconds or just taking a break and eating some snacks?
But also, for me, I was always reflecting on the very next game. What am I going to do on the very next game? And let's say I'm going to play Levon. What has he done in the tournament? You know, because a lot of the players tend to come to a tournament with, I'm going to play the Dragon, I'm going to play the Nimzo Indian, and I'm going to stick with I'm going to play a King's Indian. So you, before the game, you really have this, it's guesswork, but it's also this mental preparation of like, do I have something against the Dragon that I haven't used recently that might be a surprise? So in my mind,
it's amazing to me that these top players, even in Blitz, they put so much thought in their openings and opening prep.
Exactly.
But the problem in Rapid and in faster time controls, Rapid included, but especially in Blitz, is you've got to establish your form. You've got to feel like you're in flow. If you feel hesitant, you're not just putting things down on the board, you end up losing the thread, losing the plot, getting in time pressure. Look at how Vincent handled himself in that game. We saw it. We could tell. He wasn't a natural when it came down to no time on the clock. You put Hikaru in that situation. You put Magnus. The moves are just coming out. I don't care if these are perfect moves. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. That's the attitude you have to have as a player. There's no thinking involved. Your instincts at such a high level. Ali Reza Firouzja. How do they make that many moves? Nihal Sarin. These are the genius blitz players of our time. And you could tell those who know how to pick them up and put them down just by the way they flow when there's no time on the clock and they just have to go. That's what I think all of them are looking for. Fabi hasn't found his form. Anish, Vincent. It's guys like Sindarov we want to pay careful attention to his flow because he's a fast, lightning fast player. And Prague can get it done as well.
Yeah.
Yes, and Maurice, it was yesterday Vincent against Prague where he blundered a piece in one move, remember, in that time trouble, and he did it again today. He didn't blunder a piece, but he lost in the very last move.
Time pressure makes fools of us all, but when you're an incredible blitz player, then you know how to handle yourself.
And the games are off. Are we following Sindarov?
I've got Praggnanandhaa Awonder Liang on my screen, and I've got it on the video as well. So let's just stay here for a moment, and we'll switch if it fizzles at all. Against Bishop E7 in this particular move order, I do like the move B2, B3. Prague is consistently capturing on D5. I don't know why you do that when your bishop's on C1.
Exactly. I was going to say, if you're doing the exchange, but your bishop's on C1 blocked with the pawn on E3?
It is not inspiring for me. I mean, because I always ask myself, where is my king? I know is going to go to the king side.
Look at this game. Yes, Prague is in clear first, and he's playing a player in dead lust.
Yeah.
But we know Awonder is a tricky player, and he's very good in blitz and fast time controls.
Yes, he is.
And he's just coming off of a win as well.
Exactly. So, yeah, if Prague puts his king on kingside castles, I just don't know what I'm doing with my bishop on C1. I fianchetto it, and then what? Why is it on B2?
Do you think Prague will choose 95, F4, and that
Pillsbury
plan?
attack?
Yes.
Yes, something attractive about that. Although I must say, the moment you do play 95 and F4, you do encourage the counter attack in the center.
But if we don't do 95, are we going to play the minority attack with Rook B1 and B4?
Makes sense. That's the alternative for sure. So from Black's point of view, Black usually just plays Rook to E8, Knight to F8, Bishop to D6. Here we go. So Bishop D2, yeah, here we go, Rook E8, Knight F8. No, he didn't go for the minority attack. I really thought
Not yet, at least.
the
He's gone for
A2,
E4.
A3 was going to be played.
No, he's still not showing his hand, right?
Not
He could
so
still
far.
play the minority attack. He could play E4, but definitely no longer available is knight E5 plan.
Yep, that's done. That's done and dusted. The computer, I think, still likes the central break E3, E4. Rook E2.
He's going to double on E file first before he breaks the center with E4.
Remarkable idea. You don't normally see doubling on the closed file.
It's called good preparation.
Yes, precisely.
Well, Pragg is playing a bit faster than Awonder so far. And that's very important. That's how he won the last game.
Stay
He
ahead
had
on the
extra
clock.
20, 30 seconds the entire game over Vincent, and he pressured him on the clock.
Exactly.
By the way, Pragg doesn't have to think he has to crush this opponent.
No.
He's up 1.5 points in the tournament at the moment.
Yeah.
The last thing he needs is some disaster because of overexuberance or disrespect of his opponent. He knows, make a mistake, this kid could hit you. So I say kid, he's actually younger than Awonder, but he understands that he's playing against a dangerous opponent. He'll just keep playing normal moves. Whatever happens, it's all good. Okay, what just happened on the board?
No, I'm just
Is
playing.
this your analysis?
This is
Yes?
an
Oh,
analysis.
okay, you're confusing us
Yeah.
with
No.
sacrifices. Okay, because I was in shock at that last line.
How did
But-
you get the bishop on G2? Bishop
this
I
last
went
move,
queen C8, bishop H3.
Very solid
Nice, nice.
move, bishop b4, trying to guard the e4 square. Other games, by the way, Fabiano has a nice grip on the board against Wesley. Like I said, Wesley should be sacking pawns. He shouldn't be playing solid openings against
Apologies.
Fabi. Got to go for it, Wesley.
Apologies, I hit a previous game. I was trying to hit an arrow.
I think Pragg has this strategy to keep the position balanced and equal for a while and keep the advantage on the clock and then put the pressure on the opponents. That's a great strategy, of course.
You can do it. Awonder, anticipating the move E3, E4, decided to get rid of the knight on C3. I was going to say, I like it if he follows it up with B5. I don't like it if you follow it up with knight E4. With the move B5, then I'm thinking...
Shutting down C4.
Exactly.
We might see that now on the next move.
Surprising for me, Pragg just didn't say, go ahead, take my bishop on D2. I will play the move C4 and kind of chisel away at the center.
Yeah, because I would be afraid of B5. After that, all my pieces are so crammed, and the bishop on C1, I'm not happy with it.
Exactly. If I'm black, I'm playing B5 and shutting down C3, C4 as well.
The engine loves this position for black.
Yeah.
Especially after the move b5, but other moves as well. Not impressed by White's setup at all. The doubled rooks on the e-file leave a very poor impression. And it's hard to play f3, even if you move your knight. Well, I guess if you attack the knight on e4 with knight back to d2.
Wow, what
But-
a cheeky move. Rook C8. He's planning C5 after C4.
He's targeting the C3 pawn.
Right?
I really like black's position, but I don't like that Awonder is playing this very slowly.
C5 on his agenda. So knight to D2.
White needs to get rid of that knight on e4. Quickly queen h4. Awonder was ready for
Defending-
that.
Defending the E4 square.
Is f3 at all playable? I am weakening my king side, no question about it.
Deep breath. Knight at G3, rook F2, yeah?
Yeah, I'm hoping
Knight
so.
H1.
That's beautiful. And I have to move my rook again to f1 or e2. You do have
Knight
perpetual
G,
if you
right,
want.
right.
You might have more though, bishop h3 or something might work.
There might be some trickies there.
By the way, an emerging development in the game between Van Foreest and Javokhir Sindarov, who's in second place right now. Van Foreest is playing a wonderful game, got nothing out of the opening, did Sindarov, and he's worse. He's clearly worse, looking for play because he has nowhere, almost anywhere to look to find really good play. Maybe we should switch to that just for a moment. This game between Sindarov and Van Foreest, I just want to show you this position. Take a look at this position as you see Sindarov with the white pieces. his pieces are huddled the third rank and worse. Look at black, doubled on the F-file, bishop on H4, knight on D4, queen lurking, double pawns, forget it. They're just controlling key squares. And Sindarov has had to play defense and has not played the move knight to H1. Now, I've seen Nimzovich do it. I've seen this move be spectacular, but I can tell you it's not because of positions like this one. He is in full defense mode, realizing that he's in big trouble.
And the time difference tells the story. 40 seconds against 3.5 minutes.
Absolutely.
Sindarov in huge trouble here. And if Van Foreest can pull off this upset, it's great
That
news
would
for
really
Prague.
upset the apple cart in the tournament as well, as Sindarov is the closest pursuer to Prague. But this is desperate times in this position. How many things can gang up on one pawn? That F2 pawn is under fire from all four of black's pieces.
That's the thing. There's no more pieces to attack F2 with, right?
It's kind of the zenith that black's position. What do you do for an encore? White has a lot of ways to repair his position. One is to play B2, B3, and bring the rook to A2, which means I'm never going to lose F2 with everybody's defending. And then I can maybe start to think.
That move did hang the rook on A1. So it is possible to take on F2 right here, right now, as the rook on A1 is under attack. You could just keep capturing on F2 until the rook on F1 leaves the square. So this is a mistake that allows bishop takes F2. If he finds it, he will win a pawn.
Jorden seems to be calculating it.
You're right.
It's just a hanging pawn?
It blundered a pawn. It was so natural to play, you're forgetting about the rook is hanging.
And he missed it.
What an opportunity to take that F2 pawn. And was it just completely lost?
It was just a straight pawn.
Wow.
It would be a queen ending in the end,
I don't know if it's completely lost because of
the double.
But the extra pawn, but it's a pawn. Yeah,
it's a pawn. I'm taking it.
Sure.
I'm sure if he had seen it, he would have gleefully captured it. Queen C2, by the way, bit of a surprise. I genuinely did expect rook A2. Somehow I kind of like the queen on E2, keeping an eye on the king side, maybe angling for queen G4. Didn't happen.
If H4 happens, though, that knight will never leave, and Sindarov is desperate at the moment, now fixing the rook on the rank.
Yeah,
by the way, the D3 pawn is going to come under heavy attack as well. This looks horrible as everything is hanging, and he's now playing for tricks.
Hoping for some knight H5.
I mean, that doesn't do anything. Whoa, what?
Now he's going to have to recapture.
Take with the king?
That's his plan. I don't know if it's a good plan.
But Sindarov has 3 seconds. Am I seeing that right?
Yes.
Yes, 3 seconds left. And it's not just the F2 weaknesses, not just the bad pieces. The D3 pawn is a potential victim, and there he is having to defend, just yanking the knight back. And here comes the attack on the pawn and switching off attacks. This is exactly what you want, the principle of two weaknesses.
Van Foreest playing a fantastic game. But Sindarov's so quick. He just had 3 seconds. Now he's up to 6.
It's so hard when you're only getting a
well.
2-second increment to build up any kind of a buffer. But yeah, this was a moment ago. The king was on G1, and I was going to say, I'll put the king back on G1. Thank you for asking.
Okay, kicking the
Listen,
quick.
I got to say, I'm impressed by what Sindarov
has done.
Look at how quickly it's like he's pre-moving. This is what I was talking about. He is ready with his next move. King G1 is probably a pre-move. You move the queen, I just play. You cannot afford to lose those milliseconds even. Somewhere the queen's going, you don't see anywhere strong for it, no threats for it. King G1, your next move, just play it.
Whoa.
Sacked. That one is a shocker.
And
what?
a bad move.
I don't know. Maybe it's an interesting sacrifice.
Well, wait a minute.
His
Hold on.
rook is very active.
That one came as a big surprise. And now, is he okay? That bishop is super strong.
Yes, Sindarov needs to create some kind of a fortress to not lose any more pawns.
But this is...
Well, the problem is the rook on C3.
The black king's going to come to G3, isn't it?
The rook on C3 is doing nothing. The rook need... By the way,
Pragg drew his game against Awonder.
How are you getting, King G3? What a bind.
You're playing a rook. Finally you can bring the rook.
But where's the win? Did he flag? He resigned. I'm not sure if he flagged or
Bishop
just resigned.
takes G1. Bishop takes
Oh,
G1.
yeah.
Wow, fantastic game.
Forest.
Let's go to the game of
Outplayed
Levon
Sindarov.
and
Amazing win.
Vincent for a moment, as Vincent with the black pieces appears to be doing
Oh, great. Look at those pawns on the queen side. 2 extra pawns on A5, B4.
wow.
But 5 seconds for each. Anything can happen. And we know Levon is very tricky.
Okay.
He will create some chances for himself. Black's pawn is already on A2. Queen C3 is coming. A1, a new queen.
Yeah, Queen C. Ooh,
But this is a
Queen
mistake.
C2.
This is a mistake.
No, Queen C2. Why did you give up
Should
that?
have played Queen C3.
Queen C3 was just a killer.
Oh, no. Vincent, again, in time trouble, just miscalculated.
3 seconds to 4 seconds, and
What just happened here after Queen C6?
he lost on time. Levon
He
Levon
flagged.
overstepped.
I've never seen Levon lose on time.
That is shocking. He forgot about his clock.
And I think all the games are over because Fabi defeated Wesley.
Whoa.
Big
that was
upsets in this event, Maurice. Wow.
What a round.
Indeed,
Maurice,
what a round. And the way Van Foreest won was so impressive, I got to tell you. That game, sacking when he needed to, but I mean, clearly he was better, but sacking and saying, I'm going to go for this type of position, we can see this game between Fabi and Wesley. It was dead. Wesley was perfectly fine on the board and on the clock. As you can see, everything was okay. And then he made an off move. And Fabi said, oops, sorry. What he needed to do in this position is play somewhat counterintuitive lockdown move. I'm not letting you get this one break you have. What other break do you have that you can play for? He ignored the break, and B5 came. He thought C5 would get the job done, but suddenly the position opened up for the bishops, and then target practice. You can't just keep defending forever. A move like bishop to F6, for example. Hey, your pawn's coming under pressure. I got a pass pawn on this side. My rook is fantastically placed. And it just went supremely downhill after allowing this break. Give me that pawn. I'll take. Okay, no problem. This move, not the best one. Bishop C3 was better, but here we go. And then he made this blunder, thinking that he was doing something. I could even move his bishop, but let's go. What are you supposed to do about this next move? Essentially losing a piece. E7's hanging. You could trade and bring your rook back, but you're going to a dead loss ending. In fact, that's what he did. And then bishop to B4. And sorry, that's all she wrote.
Yep.
He got his piece, but that pawn on A7 is just too strong. Give us one pawn, give us this rook move, and now it's time to resign. If you move your rook over, then it's just easy peasy, just nothing to do. You could try to defend, but we're going to wait you out until you get in Zugzwang, and you're just busted. And this is how he ended up losing the game, did Wesley. Just one moment of not being alert, just one split second. By the way, again, that game, I'm so impressed by what Jorden did in this position. Let's go back to it. When he didn't have to sacrifice on F2, but he said, I've had enough. I've reached the limits of my patience. Let's go. Let's hit. Yeah. And you will have to defend this position. Sure, the engine says you're only slightly worse, but this rook has no hope, and this bishop is a monster. It's a beautiful exchange sacrifice. You make one mistake, and actually H4 was better there, but it came soon enough. This position is busted. The engine gives no hope whatsoever, and we're going to see a Nigel Short king march. And that's going to be all she wrote. There's nothing to do. Here came the king, and up the board, more entrance. You could play king to H2. The rook's going to go on this side. You can't even play to defend because of bishop D2. Oops. So it doesn't matter what you do. This endgame is completely lost as your king is imprisoned in a tomb. And after this, rook E1, bishop to D4, rook G1, rook E2. I think he lost on time, but this position we're staring at is just busted. There's just nothing. You can't move your rook away. Mate in 2 is being called. Take. If you try this move, we can still take. You try to defend along the rank. Nope. no thank you. Give us your rook and watch the game go completely kaput. Really impressive win by Jorden, showing that he can beat anybody. Yes, I'm all the way down at the bottom. Sure. Keep thinking that. This young man is very dangerous and in form. He shows you exactly how scorpion-like he can sting.
Yeah, but where was Sindarov in that game? That was just a very, very bad game. B3 allowing the tactic, but then Queen C2, Queen E2, Rook C2, Rook C4, he defended it terribly. King H2.
It all started in the opening, by the way. The opening was very tepid.
What are our standings after 2 rounds of Blitz? Let's get an update.
Let's have a look. Pragg
Here we
is
go.
pretty happy with his result. 13.5 points, now a 2-point lead over Javokhir Sindarov, who still remains in clear second despite his loss because Wesley also lost and stays in clear third.
Well, Pragg getting that little extra gap.
Vincent jumping back up to share fourth with Anish now.
Anish perfect.
What I was saying, by the way, was if you look at this, it's not necessary to force wins. You didn't have to say, oh, Awander's in last, let me go beat him.
Right.
No, I played just as I need to. Draws might be good enough, and his 2 closest pursuers lost their games. And so just by gaining a little bit more, picking his spots, Pragg has extended the lead. Now, he could have been 2 points up yesterday. So it's not like this is the end of the world. But his opponents better start figuring things out. Otherwise, this tournament might be over today.